Imagine what the average person's Saturday looks like. They wake up at 9 a.m., groggy from oversleeping. The first thing they do is grab their phone and start scrolling. They have no idea what the rest of their day is going to look like. They're just going with the flow. And then they ask why they can't get things done. They ask how to manage time. But the only way you can manage time is by first knowing what you're going to do with your time. The problem isn't that you can't get things done. It's just that you don't know how to manage your time well. You need a schedule. You need to plan out your entire day. Here's mine. You can make yours on like a notes app or on paper, but the point is that like when you're writing down this schedule, you're not gonna write down like 9 hours of TikTok. You're gonna be sitting there, and it's okay to let your ego get in the way because you don't want to write down like wake up at 9 because that's embarrassing. So you're planning out the most productive day possible. You want to be productive all day long, and that doesn't mean you have to be grinding all day. That's not like what that means. Playing with your cat is productive. Hanging out with your family is productive. Eating is productive. You don't have to be no sleep, no food, all grind every day. That's not what I'm trying to get you to do. But you do want to be productive all day because those things are productive. Playing with your cat is productive, just like in a different way than like the stereotypical productivity is good for your mental health. Meditation is productive. Sleep is productive. This is your goal day. If everything went right, this is what you do in the day. And from experience, it's pretty hard to hit. But that's not really the point. The point isn't to be exactly on the schedule. That's like the goal you're striving towards, but you kind of know that you're never really gonna get it. It's really hard to hit. You can get it sometimes. But the point is more to just have something that you know you could be doing. That there's never a point in the day where you have nothing to do and then you just default back to like bad habits. When you have the schedule, you always know like what you could be doing. If you watch like my day in the life video, you know what my schedule looks like. But it always looks a little bit different every day. It doesn't look the same. It's not like extreme to the point where I eat the same snack every day and I wear the exact same clothes every day. I do different things. The schedule is just like the outline of the goal. It's not the exact process, like the exact. It's just the outline of the goal. It's not the exact thing. Now you've got a schedule, but if you're anything like the unproductive kids at my school, you just stare off into space because there's no task being assigned to them at the moment, then you're gonna need something to do when there is nothing to do. Because your schedule's not gonna be perfect, there's still going to be like cracks in it. Like when you get home, like for me, I get home, I eat, and then swim practice is still like a little bit ways out. Like there's a little bit of time in there. Well, there's not enough time to do something big, but there's still enough time to the point where it feels like you're wasting time. That's when you need your basic attack. It's something that you can come back to, like something you can follow to, because you've probably never thought about this before. Because you think the schedule is going to be foolproof, right? It's really not. This is the reason why most people can't stick to it, is because they have the cracks in it, and then the cracks grow because they fall back to what they used to do. They fall back to just scrolling on their phone, playing video games, the most stimulating thing that they can get to. But if you actually think about this, you basically are planning for failure. You know that there's going to be cracks in the schedule because you're just starting out. It's not going to be perfect. But then you're giving yourself something to fill the cracks with. It's like you're gluing it back together, if you want to visualize it like that. And so for me, that's just reading and education. It's like learning. It's reading a good book or watching content like this where I actually learn something. For you, it could be like studying. You whip out your flashcards and you run through them really quick while you're waiting for your mom to pick you up. It's just to fill in these cracks so that you don't hop back on your phone And then, especially if it's you who's outlined the schedule, and then so you finish something early because it's more of a task rather than something that you can keep doing till the end, like till you start the next thing. If it's just a task that you have to get done and you think it's going to take this amount of time, but you just get it done earlier and you have like 10 minutes, then your chances are you might fall back and just like start scrolling on your phone like most people do. But then if this next deadline is like set by you, it's not like your mom is yelling at you to leave for some practice like it is for me, then you're gonna sit there on your phone and the deadline's gonna fly by because you just sat back down on your phone. That's why most people can't stick to their schedules, why most people can't manage their time. Just spending pointless time on your phone holds so many people back because, like, when you can master having this basic tech that's something different, then you just don't seem like you get to actually use those 2 hours that just slip by everybody else. So now you should have a schedule and like a basic task, something to do when there is nothing to do, something to fill in the cracks of your schedule with. But you're not done yet. You haven't made the perfect schedule on the first try. It's impossible. You're not like an abstract artist who can just scribble and make a masterpiece. You're like an author. You have to revise it. This is your rough draft. You're like in the speedboat stage where you can make all kinds of quick decisions to find out the best route. And eventually you'll be in like the cruise boat stage where you have to really contemplate every decision because your schedule is so perfect that if you change this, it's going to change a bunch of other things. Right now, you can make all the kinds of decisions you want. You're in the speedboat stage. Like, if something it doesn't work in your schedule, you can change it. A while back, I had just been on summer break, and so I had my summer break schedule, and that was basically like I had changed that a lot, and it became like basically perfect. So next summer break, I'll have like a perfect schedule. But I was going back to school, and I wanted to try something different. I would wake up at 5 a.m. and do a workout before I went to school, and then go to bed at 8:30 because there was like no way I'd be able to get in bed by 8 to get like the full amount of sleep that I normally get. So I would sacrifice 30 minutes basically. I never got to bed by 8:30. It was always like 9, maybe even later. So then I changed my schedule to 9, like to going to bed at 9 and waking up at 6 because I just couldn't get to bed by 8:30. We didn't barely finish dinner till 8:30. So, because I always eat dinner as like a family. The point is that you can change your schedule. Like, you're not gonna make the best schedule. You have to go out and actually use the schedule and then make like revisions to make it more efficient. And then you'll have like almost the perfect schedule. I don't have the perfect summer break schedule yet, but I revised it a lot and it's pretty good. But the only way you can actually get like those revisions, the only way you can actually figure out what will work is to actually use the schedule. Is to put it into action. So make it happen.